Here we go on part 3 of the Skullcrusher. So far you should have the top of his head, his bottom jaw, and his small shell. So this part I'm going to do his medium shell and his large shell. I'm going to have to just do shorter videos so I don't have to mess with my phone as much. So I need more of my tie-off bands. So if you did the small shell, you know what we're doing here. It's just a matter of doing it. So the small shell was 6 wide. This one's going to be 8. So my bands again. Gonna refill my box a little bit. Okay, here we go. So, same thing. If you're right-handed, you want the arrows pointing to the right. If you're left-handed, you want them pointing to the left. It just makes it easier to get into the side of the band, or into the side of the pegs. So, okay, so same thing with this one. We're gonna do our first row all the way across. So we need 8. 8, 4, 8, yes. Okay, so 1. Make sure you guys can see where I'm at. 2, 3. Ooh, that one's already been used. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now we're gonna do the middle 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're gonna put our angled ones from here to here and here to here. Okay. And then we're gonna do the ones that go from here to here and here to here. So this one. Make sure you don't get your bands tangled up when you do this because it just makes it harder later. Okay. And now we're gonna do the middle 4. 3. And 4. And we're just going to go ahead and go up all the way, or down all the way to the bottom on those 4. Might as well just do it now. Why does it seem like these bands are already used? They shouldn't be. Oh well. Oh, yeah, I think I did use them and then pulled them off. These are probably the ones that I did my original wing with. Okay, so now we've got the middle 4. Now we're going to do the angled ones out to these sides here. So off of this corner peg here, out to the side. Push that down, it's got lots of bands on it. And then this corner peg out to the side. Okay, and now we're gonna go down one on each of those. I hope people actually make this dragon. He's really cool. I think he turned out really well. Now we're gonna do these angles to bring it in. Push down on these guys. Okay, and then we're gonna bring it towards the middle here. So one there and one there. Okay, and then this is gonna be the cat band here, so we're gonna double one and put it here. Okay, now for the fun of putting our cross bands on, our horizontals. And I'm gonna do 2 bands across 4 pegs, and then 2 bands across these 4 pegs, and then we're going to do 2 bands across these middle 4, and then 2 bands across these 4, and then it's going to overlap on these 2, so across these 4. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one, across these middle 4, and across these 4. So there's 2 in the middle here on both of these overlap. And then we're going to put 1 doubled band here to connect the pegs. So now we're ready to do our crazy looming again. Same thing as before. I'm going to move that so I don't spill it. Same thing as before, it's just a matter of getting in there to get the bands you need. But I mean, it's essentially regular looming, it's just harder to do. So go in through your cat band and get the top 2. Oop. Don't want to pull that off of there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this one and go ahead and bring it up. And then same thing as we did before, if you go into the cat band and go around the outside, you can get that top one easier. And I kind of push down after I do it so it doesn't pop off the top. Okay, and then we need to get the top one, which is this one here. So go in through that little teardrop. I kind of pull it with my finger so I can grab it easier. And then that one goes off to the angle. We're going to go ahead and pull this one up. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that works. Then if you go in through the back of the teardrop and go around the side, you can grab that angle one there. And then you can grab this one. Now these, the middle 2 rows, we can go ahead and go all the way up. You just got to make sure you don't grab those horizontal bands. This one, we gotta go under the horizontal. Okay, same thing over here. Horizontals in the way. There we go. So 2 rows down, only 6 more to go. Okay, now this one we're going to pull these 2, these outside 2, and bring them to the middle and stop. So same thing, go in the back of the teardrop and you can pull around to the side. You just gotta make sure you don't get those horizontal bands. And then this one, okay. Now we can go up these 2 rows, but stop at those pegs you just stopped at for the other one. Hopefully those bands aren't so stretched that it's going to look funny. I had done an test run on the wings to see what size I needed, and these must have been the light greens I used for my wings. Okay. Now, we have to grab the top ones, which are these guys. So again, you gotta go in, my Band-Aid. Go in through all those guys and grab the top 2, which are the ones that are going sideways. And then we can go ahead and go in and go the rest of the way up. And this is where it gets tight, so you gotta like stick your hook in and swizzle it around. Okay, and then same thing on this one. We need this top band here. So we gotta go in and grab the top one without getting those horizontal bands. Why do I feel like I'm getting them? There we go. I'm gonna use my fingers to kind of pull on it because it's so tight. Now, since that one was really tight, you can see that those bands want to break. Now you really have to put your hook in and swizzle it to make sure that those bands don't break. It's just that there's so many bands on there, it's tight. Now we can go the rest of the way on this one. Oh yeah, swizzle that again, because you don't want those to get too tight. And there we go. Okay, now, I guess we'll start at this end. Seems like the heart is where the thing is pointing. Okay, so we want to get these bands here. So, at the angle. And then we can go up this row. And we're almost done. Okay, and then we can just grab this last guy and bring him up. And he's tight. Now go over here, and we want this band here. So you gotta go in, and you kinda gotta go in and over it to get, so you can get your hook under it. And then we can go up this row here. And then get our last little guy over here. And now we can tie off all 8 of these. We got some orange tie-offs in here too. Okay, so you just gotta make sure you get in all the little loops to tie them off. Oop. Missed. The way these pink bands act, I don't think they're even rainbow loom. They feel a little weird. So they must have been some of the first bands I bought, because now I only use rainbow loom. Except for my yellow for my eyes. And it's a good thing I only use the rainbow loom, because the one dragon I've made that I didn't use rainbow loom bands is gonna fall apart because his bands are cracking. And all of the other bands, or all the other dragons, and all the other bands on him that are rainbow loom aren't. So definitely use rainbow loom when you can. Okay, so there, they are all tied off. I'm going to try to go from the outsides into the middle when I pull it off. So if you kind of hold your hand across that row. See, this is the main thing. This is the only thing I use this hook for anymore. Because I bought it when I didn't have a metal rainbow loom hook. So I was using this all the time. And then Rainbow Loom came out with their metal hook and I don't need it anymore. Man, this is, I can't do it that way. Okay, erg. Now we should be able to just grab these middle ones. Pull them off. These corner guys are going to be tough, so you might have to use your hand because you don't want those bands to break. Now the rest should come off. Okay. So there is the medium-sized one. Kinda doesn't really matter. We're going to mess with it later, but so you guys can see. Okay. So there's the medium shell. So it's going to be his head, then the small one, then the medium one, and then the large one will sit behind that. I'm trying to do it kind of multiple colors, that way it shows up better. Because like in pictures of this guy, he just kind of looks like a green blob because you can't tell the difference where his wings stop. So I'm trying to make different colors to see if he shows up better. Okay, now for the big guy, which is really obnoxious because he takes so much. So get your bands again. This time, our first row is going to be 10. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I'm going to start on this one. So 2 bands. Same thing we did before. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops, 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 whoops. Get back here. That's probably where that green band came from. Probably dropped one. Okay. Now, I need to look at my paper. Okay, so then we can do a row of 8. So you just leave off these last 2. So 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I was planning on doing the video as I made my dragon, but I got sucked into going on a road trip with my mom, so okay, so I finished my dragon and now I'm doing the video of another dragon, so I'm gonna have 2. Okay, so now we gotta do our angled ones from these 2 and these 2. So 1 there, 1 there. Again, you want to make sure you don't get them tangled up because it makes it harder later. Okay, then this time we're going to go down 2. So we're going to do 1 here and 1 here. So 2 bands. This one to this one, and then this one to this one. And this one, whoops, to this one, and this one to this one. this one. Okay, right? Is that right? Yes, and then we want to do a row with these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And we can actually go the rest of the way up on those. Oops. I don't know where that. I don't want that there. Still going. Still can see. Okay. Ooh, that's a really stretchy one. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to do the corner ones that go out. What is that? Scared me. It's a moth. Okay, so we gotta do this angle here. Gotta push those guys down. Then we gotta do an angle here from the corner out. And push those guys down. Now we can go down 1 on each of those. Just like we did before. Pretty simple. We're just extending the sides. And then our angles here. Push those guys down. So angle, whoops, almost. An angle here. And then we're gonna put 2 bands on each of these guys. 1 here. And 1 here. And then our cat band. So a double goes here. And my leg's falling asleep. Ow. Okay, then we're gonna do our horizontal bands. We're gonna go across 4 again. So it's gonna 4. Yeah, that'll work. So 2 bands. Across these 4. And then these 4. And then the middle 4. And then there's going to be 1 across these 4. See, this is how you use all these bands, and it doesn't look like it's going to take that many bands. But you forget that you need all these horizontals. There's all those hidden bands. So if you wanted to add just a little bit of color to these, you could probably use your dark green for your horizontals, and you'd kind of be able to see it through the middle. Now for the fun part of looming. So move that again. Same thing we did before, it's just working outwards. So you grab through your thingy. Hopefully you know what I'm doing by now, so I don't have to say as much. I'm going to go ahead and go up these guys. Dang. I feel like a jibber jabber. I suppose you could mute me so you don't have to listen to me. So pretty much when you get past the beginning part, you can go ahead and go down the rest of the way. Now we need this one. So we gotta go in here, grab that, oops, over here, over here, I'm going to go ahead and go up here. Switch up the monotony and stop there. And then I'm going to go up here and stop to that one. Stop at that one. Okay. Do the same thing on this side. We want this band for these bands. Whoop, don't drop it. Stop that one. We're gonna go up and stop there. Okay, now we've got to do these side bands. So we want this one. So we got to go in and find that guy. And then we got to go in and we can go ahead and go down this one. And then we got to get this guy. So you got to kind of go, whoops, over it to get under it. And then we're going to go ahead and go up this one. I should go and see who's calling, but I'm not gonna. Then we need this one. So we're gonna go kind of over it to get out of there. And we're gonna go this way and go up. And then get our last little guy over here. He went on the wrong side. There we go. So we're halfway done. Now we gotta do the same thing over here. So we need this guy. It's a little harder on this side. Go there. Then we're gonna go ahead and grab this one and go down. And then this one, and then this one we're going to go down, and then we need this one, and we're going to go down over here, and get the last little guy. There we go. Now we need 10 tie-offs. So grab my little pile of tie-off bands. And you just gotta make sure, again, you go through all of the thingies. Oh, dropped it. Just wait until we have to attach these. That is probably the worst part of the dragon, is attaching the shells and his head to his body. And hopefully when I do it, you guys will be able to see well enough, because it's hard to do. Okay, we're ready to pull it off. Again, I'm going to try to get these side pieces off first. Just so it's a little easier because the whole loom wants to fall apart when you're trying to take these things off. Okay, go ahead and start these guys. Hey, this one came off a lot easier. Okay, there's the big guy. Straighten out your little ends so they're all kind of pointing the same way. So there's the big one. So now, when we go to put it on his body, it'll be the head, then the little one, small, medium, and large, and they just stack like that. So there we go. There's the rest of his shells. The next video I'm going to do is wings. So stay tuned.